What's up, everybody? So this is the demo video for the Romans Props Steel V2 that I did. Um, this is technically the second V2 that I've done. The first one that I've done was an LS6, but this is the first chassis that I designed and with the help of Paul Kerr, he 3D printed the chassis for me. I'm now designing my own chassis because there's a lot of features and abilities that I want in a Saber, all in one. So in this, in order to achieve having a crystal chamber with a removable battery, I had to design my own chassis, and I will show how I did that. So the idea I had was I came up with a way how to get the Profi board to fit on the backside of the crystal chamber. This will be how I plan to, install all of my hilts going forward. It's not easy to do that, and it's just not easy to do that because you have to make a wall inside there, which there is. Excuse me, where it's half crystal chamber, half Profi board. So it was a little nerve-wracking at first. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to actually pull it off, but I was able to. So I'm particularly excited. Anyway, so the bottom half. Oh, and how I was able to achieve that too was to kind of eliminate some, redundant things. I think in a removable chassis Saber, which two of those things is a recharge port and a kill switch. So technically, the hilt itself, when you put the battery in like this, which, by the way, I don't know if this is like the smallest battery holder ever, but it was incredibly small. And again, you're going to get one Keep Power 18650 battery in 3000 mAh battery in gold, and one in silver, so that you can tell which one you just charged and maybe which one you just drained at Comic-Con, for example. Anyway, that being said, this is a very tight build, and it's so tight that it can be a little tricky getting the battery in and out because it's just so compressed. So technically what I do is this front top lip here, I kind of just tap it on my knuckle, and then the battery, you'll see it just pops out. That did get easier when I put this gold film on this one, so I may try to find a silver film that can go over the other one, so that one also can easily slide in and out. This one in my hand is my beater battery, so this one is not gonna be the one you get. I'm waiting for the brand new ones to show up. I kind of, I wanted the 3120 mAh or the 3500 mAh technically, but those are just sold out everywhere. And on top of that, if you do manage to find them, the shipping is forever. So I got ones a little bit less power than those, but it's not much. I guess apparently I was told it's like 4% less per battery, so it's not not as big of a loss as I would have thought. So at least from the 3120 to the 3000. So anyway, you can always on your own, find some of those other batteries and put them in your belt carrier pocket. Anyway, so let's pop this guy back in here. So negative goes on the spring, positive goes up top. So you kind of just push it down, and then you just kind of pop it right. Well, actually, this one again, because it's my beater battery, the top's a little torn up, so it's kind of parts of this get in the way. There we go. So it pops right in. Again, being that it's so tight, the material I used is a little bit flexible. Paul helped me figure out, he figured out how to, put the right balance of printing material for, structure as well as stretch and flexibility. So, because when he first made me, I dropped it with the battery engaged like this, and it cracked. So this one's a more flexible material, so that shouldn't happen to you. But still, just don't drop it, just be careful. Anyway, so you put the PCB up, because there's the, let's see if I can get it to focus. Yep, there's the 10-pin PCB inside. And then make sure that when you're putting this in there, you're very careful, because this is metal. So if you cross the metal on the bottom, here I'll show you. If you get any of this metal across any of this, it'll spark, because you're going to connect the negative with the positive. So just kind of be very careful and take your time getting it in there. And then once you screw it in, it will turn on. So just keep in mind to turn this off. Technically, Profi 2.2 is supposed to have deep sleep, but I don't know that has particularly been, I think there were some glitches with that it wasn't actually occurring. So I have to follow up on that, but to turn this off completely, just take the battery out and screw this back on, right? I put the blinkies that are normally in the switch box of the Hero in here in the chamber, so that you can kind of, be reminded that you have the battery still in and it's still going to be on. So, and I think that's really cool, like paying respect to the V1 Hero. And this is a little door that is held on in two different ways. The first way is going to be these tiny little micro magnets I put on the back there, and then there's probably won't see it with the flashing, but there's a little group of them right down there. And then on top of that, there's a little lip on the top here that actually wedges right comfortably underneath the USB, and then above the SD card. But you can take this off, and then you got your access to your SD card and your USB port, and then you can kind of just, like on an angle like this, you kind of just wedge it up underneath, and then just push it in, and you can line it up, and then the magnets will hold it in. So, yeah, let's fire this bad boy up. So not only did I paint the hilt as accurate as I could, I think I did the best on the top part here as far as like accuracy, and then everywhere else is kind of just like, random to look close to the movie. And then I seal coated it with clear coat. So, without further ado, let's fire this bad boy up. Oh wait, let's get some close-up shots of this. So a lot. Let's see if we can get it to focus. There we go. So I've got copper and brass pipes running underneath there, and then I've got these greebly wire cables running on both sides. Same with the copper pipes. And I've got one big gold greebly down there, a gold one, a mini gold one up here, and a mini silver one right there. Two brass bezels holding the crystal, one small, and then two small, two large, and then I did a lot of copper wiring patterns in here. Then a bunch of the copper fins. Let's fire her up. Shouldn't have to push too hard on these buttons for power and auxiliary, because I got this actually relatively tight to hold the PCB in there and hold them upright so that they don't the buttons don't like dive down and get misaligned. But if you apply enough pushing pressure, you probably could wedge them down a little bit, and then you're gonna have to take like a flathead and just kind of pop them up. You're gonna have to undo the clamp a little bit, not all the way, just a little bit. Go in there, pop it up, come in here, push it up, right, and then close the clamp closed. But you shouldn't have to push very hard to get it to, to do what you need to do. Right? So let's get some glam shots. Actually, on these back fins here by the board, I actually wasn't expecting shine through to come through there. So the fact that it did, I'm like super excited, and that's like just really cool. It just adds more, color and pizzazz to the chamber. So that was pretty sweet. Originally I was going to have I was going to have a blade side PCB up here with the LEDs shining down onto the crystal, and then a pin PCB up in here instead of the blade side on this end with no LEDs on them, so that way I could eliminate some more wiring with the NeoPixel strip to the crystal chamber like in here, so I could eliminate how many more wires are coming from the board. But I guess Stoke doesn't have the short pins without LEDs on them, and I just I'm not like crazy about the TCSS pins PCBs, so I just love Stokes. So I went with my traditional setup, and I managed to still fit a strip of NeoPixels behind there. That was also kind of, besides trying to eliminate how many wires are on the build, I was trying to eliminate gain more space inside here by not having a strip there. So I still managed to pull it off, which is nice. So it's got the regular like blaster blocks, clash, lock up, color change. So let's demo some color change, because that's always fun. So to color change, you're gonna believe it's hold down aux and tap power. There we go. And then when you turn it and you get to the color you want, you're gonna hold aux again and tap power. And you're gonna hear jingles. So to turn it off, now it does play music on each character. There's 3 character fonts in here. There's music on each one, and then there's like voices. The 2 that are kyberphonic, you can manually activate the different voices, but there's no control on which set you go through. Sometimes they can repeat, which is kind of annoying. But on the K-Sith one, those voices only appear when you channel to that font, and they change each time you cycle through. Which again, that one's General Kenobi. So the first one is The Return, which is Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi by Kyberphonics. So to do the music, you want to have the blade off, and you want to hold the power button and let go, and then the music will start. 28 millimeter bass speaker gets right in here, so the sound will come through these holes on this side, and then these holes on this side. The speaker here is facing down. You actually can kind of see it too right there. Some sound will come right down in that edge. While it's off, you can get, well, actually I think while it's on too, you can get them to speak. So, actually I think it's only when it's on. So let's turn it on. You can still have the music playing while it's on. Okay, so while the blade's on, you can hold the power button, and then let go and get the voices.
I am a Jedi, like my father.
And then to get it to turn off, you can retract the blade and then hold it down and let go. Or you can just cycle to the next character by having the blade off and hitting the aux button. So let's go to the next one. So this is Unstable by Kyberphonics. This one's for Kylo Ren. Unstable blade is always so cool. So my favorite Unstable, is dark blue. I don't know why, but it just brings out I don't know why, but that just looks so deep and so freaking sick. And then also the blinky neopixels, those will color change too. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to keep the camera in focus and chit chat about it. So, voices. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh. Let me finish it. Well, anyway, here's the music for Unstable. Kylo Ren theme. Anyway, it goes longer. But there are voices on this one, and I'm trying to... And then General Kenobi. Again, when I cycle through this, it says different things. So there's that one.
I am a Jedi. Your move.
There's that one.
I am a Jedi. Your move.
Did the same thing. Anyway, so. They all have color change, so demo color I'm changing on this one. This one has a different sound when you color change from it. Oh no. There we go. All right. So, whenever you go to put this on, always make sure you have the blade retracted, because if the pins are just, let's get that out. Let's get that to focus. If they are just misaligned as it's turning, it can burn the board. So you don't want to do that. So, by the way, this is a very tight fit. So just get it down, and then only need like 6 or 7 turns, and then it'll be nice and tight. Don't try to go too hard on either here or down here. Once it's on there, it's snug. So this is a PCB, not PCB. This is a blade plug that is technically from, I stole it from an LS6 that I sold for parts. And then there's the other Shitoke PCB. Now, this has 2 ways to do shine through on here. You can do the one way, which is just the ring, or you can take a slightly bigger Allen wrench than the one that goes for here, and you can take this little clip out, and then it'll have shine through the hole. So a couple different cool features you can do with this hilt. Anyway, same thing, same effects through the. So I'm gonna demo the blade now. And same thing when you're putting the blade on. And by the way, this is the included Allen key. It's kind of nice to have this grip on here. When you're doing when you're putting the blade on, you don't want to have that turned on while you're doing it. You just don't. So it's a recessed Shitoke PCB with onboard LEDs there, so that there's no shadow right here. 34-inch NeoPixel blade with bullet tip, and I did sand it down so that it not only does it fit nicely in here, but when you sand it down, for some reason it actually gives you a little more like color distribution. So when you get this down in there, it's going to slide in, but then you're going to want to kind of push it down, and then once you feel like it's kind of snug, you can twist it just a little bit clockwise. Don't go too crazy. And then you want to do the Allen key, and you want to get it to hand tight, and then just a little more, and you can kind of do like a wiggle test, and then it should be good. So let's fire this bad boy up. Oh yes, beautiful, just love it. Gotta make sure I don't whack the camera. Clash on clash, blaster blocking, and then to do lockup, you hold the aux and you clash it. Like so. And yeah, color change. It's a nice bright yellow. Almost looks white in the screen. Should we do like a teal blue? So yeah, and then you can still, play the music. Ah, not what I wanted. Come on. There it goes. Sometimes it can be a little tedious. Sometimes the card might slip up a little bit. Just gotta push it down. Let's do unstable. Sorry, I want the camera to focus, but it's not really focusing. I think the buttons kind of fell down a little bit. Gotta make it tighter. There we go. Or I gotta push harder. What do you think? That looks pretty cool. It's gonna be tricky. There we go. There. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I think the button, I think I pushed the button down a little too far because I got to push harder and harder to get it to activate. So I'm going to have to readjust that and make it tighter. But so as you might have seen in the listing, I'm also including the KR Sabers smart charger, which I forgot to grab that for this video, but yeah, probably all the way over at my workstation, but that's included. And then this custom display that I made, which those are also very fun builds. And I like that you can see the inside through the top. And this is glass, so be very careful. I'm a little biased to like Old Republic style boxes. I think there's just something like almost like it's like treasure, you know? And then you just flip that open, flip this open, and then you can pop it right down in. And there's enough space where, as you might have seen in the photos, you can display it open with the crystal chamber showing or not. It's got a microfiber cloth at the bottom under there. And then if you take the battery out, you can just place the battery pack in here with the hilt. There's enough space for pretty much everything. You can even tuck the Allen key down inside of here too. And yeah, pretty cool. And that's also included. And then 2 of these cool little Old Republic, gosh, I don't even know what you would call these, like obelisks? Old Republic obelisks? Yeah. They match the display. So yeah, that concludes the demo video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and come back to this video and use it for, you know, understanding how to use all the features on your hilt. So thanks for watching, and may the force be with you.